Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. Michael got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple, but wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. Like that page. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll also be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. You're watching us on our YouTube channel. Excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. After all this time, you're not subscribed. All right, do us a favor. All right, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Okay, do us that favor. All right, we're trying to do some things, and I need your help. All right, I need long subscriptions. Free. Got it. Don't even trip. Don't even worry about it. Okay, it's free. All right, so go like there, hit the little bell right next to it, and that's the notification button, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, wait, please don't tell me you didn't know we had our own mobile app. What's the matter, you, huh? Come on, we have our own mobile app. Do it now. Do it good. I won't finish it, but come on. All right, wherever you get your apps from, and it doesn't matter where you get your apps from, okay, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy's, Montgomery Ward, Venture, Woolworth, Goldblatt, Weebolts, wherever you get your apps from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go, so not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this, there you go. If you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. Yay. Come on, man. What are you doing? We have our own Roku channel. What are we doing? I got a message. That's crazy. We have our own Roku channel. Listen, we're on the big screen now. So here's what I need you to do. If you have a Roku television in the house, all right, do us a favor. Okay. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your television. Put it there right next to Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Prime, Stars. Man, BMF is awesome. Woo, Charlie, this is a good episode last week. Paramount Plus, all of them. All right, put them right there, and you can watch this on the big screen. Hell, run the big screen, as I said, right? Mickey, Vicky, now. Oh, man, listen, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, that's CHI, at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram, just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we have a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, a mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here on the thread. Okay, we'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show, and that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody skirt over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's see what we got in the chat, because this chat seems to be jumping a little bit. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is in the house. What are you talking about? What a rush! What's going on with the Road Warriors? What's all that about? Oh, that's funny. That is funny. So what's with this Road Warrior stuff? I mean, I like the Road Warriors, but what the hell? All right, Michelle Walls in the Mickey Picky house. Good morning, Papa. Finally, the Sox have come back to the win column. Mr. Shawn, hey, what's up, buddy? How are you? Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Cornelia Squalls, what up? To you and all my sports owners in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Man, listen. So, little secret you might not know, you can get monetized for super chat, super stickers, and memberships with 500. I appreciate that. All righty. Cool, man. Cool. Thank you, Mr. Shorty. I appreciate the love and the info, baby. I like it a lot. That's what we're trying to do. So, listen, we have a great show for you. Brandon Hyatt, Trax, most people know him as Trax. He's coming on today at 10 o'clock. We're going to talk a little Chicago Bears. We'll talk a little Bears. All right. What are we doing with the ninth pick? We might even ask him what he thinks they're going to do with the number one pick. Most people, if you have been on social media, most people have said, oh, well, they're taking Caleb. And that's possible. That's a possibility. But there's also a possibility that they trade that pick out, and still get more picks and get the quarterback that they want. Maybe they don't want Caleb. And my understanding was that Caleb was supposed to have been here yesterday. He was supposed to have been at Hallis Hall yesterday. And if he wasn't, there's another big red flag. Not Clifford the big red dog. No. Caleb the big red flag. Because that means he doesn't want them to have to get his medicals. But again, they said April 2nd. This is what was told to us. Well, today's 3rd. We'll see. And if he doesn't come, then you know what? My thoughts were on point. My theory was correct. My theory. So we'll see. So Brandon Hyatt's going to join me at 10 o'clock. But man, we have a lot of other sports to talk. We got White Sox baseball, Cubs baseball, Chicago Bulls. All right, we got the NCAA Final Four, men's and women's. We're going to talk a little bit about, trying to think of how to put it. It's fair game. And it sucks that I have to do it to one of my peoples in them. It sucks. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about the post-game comments presser from Angel Reese and LSU. Okay? I'm going to talk a little bit about it. And yeah. And I'm usually not one to draw the race card. Okay? But it's simple. When it's there, it's there. Okay? And some people are like, oh, you always throw it in. Well, unfortunately, life is about race. Okay? And another sports talk show host kind of threw it in there, but just alluded to that fact. Okay? And sometimes it's justified, but this time I don't think it was justified. This time I don't think it was. And I want to talk about it. It's characteristic traits. Damn, that's some good tea. Characteristic traits that is what's the issue with me. Okay? And we'll talk about that later as we go on. But so we have a lot to talk, baby. We got a lot to talk, so let's get it cracking. So Brandon Hyatt's going to join me at 10 o'clock talking Bears football. So, guys, you know how we do. We got to keep it moving. So you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
The first. Oh, shish kebab. Here we go. Which way do we go? The first top of the morning topic, man, you know where we're going. The good guys. Yay. That's what I'm talking about, baby. My White Sox. One of their 62 wins of the season. Yes. The White Sox get their first win of the season yesterday, beating the Atlanta Braves 3-2. Garrett Crochet was outstanding again. He got the win. He's 1-1 on the season. He went 7 innings, 3 earned runs. 3 hits. What are you doing? Who the heck did this? What are you doing? Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. 3 hits, 1 walk, 8. Count them, 8 punch outs. 8. Man, let me tell you something. This was awesome. All right. I was very happy for Garrett Crochet. All right. He got his first win. First win. And it's tough, man. It's tough in the, remember, he's coming out. Here it is. He's coming off of Tommy John surgery. So as I said, Garrett Crochet, he went 7 innings, 3 hits. Over 7 innings, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 8 punch outs. All right, the young he was 1 for 2 with a homer, his second of the season, driving in his second ribby. Gavin Sheets got busy in the sheets, and he drove in a ribby, his first of the season. And Andrew Vaughn, you can put it on the board, yes. He was 1 for 4. Put him in the RBI column for the first time this season. Great stuff for the White Sox. Getting their first win, and man, it's I'm telling you, it's fun. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to see them. They have talent. I don't think they're going to be very good. They need pitching, but they have talent. So moving on, the next top of the morning topic: the Sox host a finale of the 3-game set with the Braves today. First pitch is at 1:10 p.m. Central. Okay, you can catch that game on NBC Sports. Or if you want to listen to it, check it out on their flagship station, 1000 AM. Big win for my White Sox. Finally got off the schneid, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy. James Ford in the house. What's up, Papa? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, the next top of the morning topic. Where were you going? We'll go there. The Cubs. Uh-oh. Here come the Cubs. The Cubs with a big blowout victory yesterday over the Colorado Rockies, 12-2. Javier Assad, he got the win. He's 1-0 on the season. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 5. Count 'em, 5 punch-outs. Belly Bomb showed up yesterday, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Cody Bellinger was 2 for 5 with a homer. His first on the season. Bounced off the scoreboard in right. Excuse the hell out of me. Driving in 2 runs, his 6 RBIs on the season. Total for him, Christopher Morel, after having the Little League inside the park home run the other day, he goes 1 for 4, cranking his first traditional home run, giving him 2 for the season. Driving in a ribby, his 4th on the year. Mr. Outcast himself, Suzuki was 2 for 4 with a homer. His first, driving in with 2 ribbies yesterday, bringing his tally to 4 on the season. Cubs were feeling it, baby. They were feeling it. Next top of the morning topic, the Cubs look to sweep the Rockies tonight. First pitch is 6:40 p.m. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network, or you can listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. Man, it was good to see both teams win. You know what? I like days like that, especially for my White Sox, because we're not going to win very much this year, unfortunately. But it's a good day when Chicago baseball teams win. When they both win. They're both at home. They both won. Beautiful. But let's keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks, baby. Here come the Hawks. The mighty Blackhawks. Do. Yeah, they took the L. They fall to the New York Islanders in New York on Long Island. All right. They fall 2-1. Mrazek stopped 27 of 29 shots. Dickinson scored his 21st goal of the season. Connor Bedard with his 37th helper of the season, and Kurashev with his 34th helper of the year. Man, let's get to the draft. Let's just get it going, baby. It seems exciting, but they're frustrating because you sit there and you're like, a lot of us are still caught up in yesteryear. We get it. It's tough. It's tough just to let it go. And to see what this team is now, at the beginning of another rebuild after they had 3 Stanley Cup titles in 6 years. 5 seasons, I believe. Excuse me. Yeah, it's tough. But you got to believe and trust the process, and I do. It's just tough to watch. But it make it easier because they're exciting. Connor Bedard, 37 assists. And then Connor Bedard got named the Rookie of the Month as well. I didn't make that flyer. Connor Bedard got named Rookie of the Month for the 3rd month this season. First time since Connor McDavid did it back when he was a rookie. This kid's the real deal. I told you, I watched him from his first game at the United Center. Jason and I went out there for the preseason game, and this dude looked like he belonged. He looked like he belonged. He didn't look young. Well, he looks young. Of course, he looks young. He didn't look nervous. He didn't look out of place. He didn't look timid. He wasn't in awe of anybody. He felt he belonged, and he looked like he belonged. And that was the first game of the season. First game, preseason game. Wow. Very impressed with what he had done. And now, man, this kid will most likely win Rookie of the Year. All right, score a couple more goals. And it's so good to see because it shows Chicago that there's something to look forward to. So how many games left for? 22, 48, and 5. Ouch. 67, 60, 75 games. They play 82, so there's 7 games left. 7 games left. And how many goals does Bedard have? Let's see. I want player goals. Player stats. All right. Anyway. Yeah, Connor Bedard, I want to see where he's at goal-wise. Blackhawks. There you go. Blackhawks stats. This is what I want. Connor Bedard he leads the team. 58 points. He's got 21 goals, 37 assists. I don't think he'll get to 30. That means in these next 7 games, he's got to score 9 goals. Not saying that's impossible. Just saying it looks unlikely. King, yo. King Booker World in this mother hubbard. Hell yeah. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Oh, man. It's just tough sometimes, man. It just really is. You know, I love this. I'm a big Blackhawks fan. I was actually talking to a gentleman today in CrossFit class, right after class. And what he was saying is like, I'm trying to get into hockey. I was like, oh man, dude. I said, I'm very fortunate. I had a cousin who was a really big hockey fan growing up. He was 6 years older than me, give or take. And I think I've told you, it's a picture walking around me and swirling around the family where we're at Dvorak Park. I'm about 2 or 3, like 3-ish. And he's, 5, 6 years older than me, so 9, 10, whatever. And we're in Dvorak Park. Dvorak Park used to freeze the field out back of the field house. And people used to ice skate, back in the day. And they had a picture of me and him in ice skates. I mean, he grew up tough life, part of gangs and everything, but he always loved sports. He loved basketball. He loves hockey, loves football. And I would go to his house a lot because he lived with his wife at the time, their kids. And we would just talk sports, or I'd go over every weekend for a while. A couple months, I go over. We'd play basketball in an alley. We'd walk to an alley. We play basketball in the alley. It's just great stuff. And he really got me turned on to hockey. Ron Hextall. That was when the year Ron Hextall was a rookie and took the Philadelphia Flyers to the Stanley Cup Finals, only to be defeated by the Great One. So I love hockey. I've been in hockey for a long time. And the guy was saying, because I'm trying to get into hockey. I'm like, dude, I said, my cousin took me under his wing and turned me on to hockey. And man, I loved it. And then I became an Andy Frame Usher. They're still around, actually. Their headquarters is now on Archer and 35th. But I just used to see people. I mean, what better way? You're in high school. I was a junior in high school when I first started. I finished when I was a senior. And I got to see all the sporting events. I got to see the NBA All-Star Game back in 1988, February of 88. All right, I got to see Walter's last game in 87. Blackhawks, tons of Sox games. So I had a blast. I was just telling them, man, I love I love hockey. And he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to get into it. I'm like, man, don't worry about it. You'll get into it. It's pretty cool. So it's interesting. But listen, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're gonna talk a little bit about Angel Reese. All right. I have no ill will toward her at all. I like what she's doing. I like her attitude. I like her swag. All right. There's some things she just needs to clean up, though. And she's 20, 21. Come on. How stupid were we at 20, 21? That's a whole nother 4-hour show, how stupid Shawn was at 20 or 21. And I'm in college? You couldn't tell me nothing. I wasn't even making millions of dollars like these kids are today, and I was still a damn fool. But there's some things she's got to clean up, and I want to talk about those. All right? I want to talk about those on the other side of the break. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the Army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators. A passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds. Help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he got him swinging strike three with that slide. Crochet with the gas. Benintendi puts down a punt, and he's got himself an infield hit. 70th pitch from Lopez, and that's ball 4. Up inside with this 0-2 pitch. In on the hands. Will it get down? Blooped out to right. And Gavin Sheets delivers. Benintendi scores. A very strong year for Minter. Ball to Young. Fly ball. Deep left. Going back. He got it! The 3-2. Popped him up. DeYoung at short. And he makes the catch.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. Those were the good guys from the South Side. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get in the win column. It's about damn time. It's about time. Oh, snap, my man Plank in the Mickey Ficky house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. Yay, yay. Those are my good guys. The White Sox with a big win yesterday, as I said, over the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta's good. Atlanta is one of the top teams in baseball. All right, I know it's only one game. I know. Take it easy. I'm not putting us in the World Series. Relax. But they have a chance to take the series. 2 out of 3 if they win today. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out for my guys. I wanted to talk about this situation with Angel Reese real quick. Okay. Angel Reese, they just won. They just lost to Iowa. All right. If you remember last year, Angel Reese was they call her Black Barbie. Beautiful girl, 6'3", forward from LSU. Caitlin Clark used to like to do this to John Cena. And she did it in the game before. I think it's in the semifinals she did it, or maybe the Elite Eight. I'm not sure, but she did it last year to one of the players. Not necessarily one of the players, just kind of doing this, coming back after a 3. Okay. Well, Angel Reese did it to her in the championship game. Okay. She did it to her in the championship game. Then she started pointing to a ring, like, we're getting a ring, you're not, blah, 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 blah. All right, trash talking. It happens. I'm cool with it. Caitlin Clark's cool with it. But she got a lot of pushback from it. Okay? That I think was unnecessary. Okay? She got torn apart on social media. She's a bad girl. Or they're the villains. They're this. They call them dirty debutantes. If you Google dirty debutantes to see what that is. So she's felt the wrath of social media. Okay? To say the least. However, it didn't seem to bother her when she's winning the national championship. Okay? It didn't seem to bother her. She dealt with it. She took it in stride. Won the Natty. Natty is a national championship for those who aren't hip on urban lingo or current sports lingo. A Natty is a national championship, national title. All right. Gets all the endorsements, making money. She's a little over $1 million. She's over $1 million in NIL money. And second only to Caitlin Clark, who's on like all the national. Hell, they're in the Final Four. Her commercials were on. So they had a rematch this year. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the Final Four. It wasn't even in the championship game. It was in the Elite Eight. And this time, Iowa got the best of LSU. And after the game, they had the press conference. Okay, the presser, both teams. But LSU had theirs, Kim Mulkey, Flau'jae Johnson, Angel Reese. And they're at the podium. And listen to this. And this is where I take exception to all of that.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and like not be there for them. So I just want to always just know, like, I'm still a human. Like, all this has happened since I won the national championship. And I said the other day, I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks. But I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything. And I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me. I'm going to always leave that mark and be who I am and stand on that. And hopefully the little girls that look up to me and hopefully.
Okay. My only issue with that. Oh. You know, my thing is this. When you're on top of the world, okay? You guys won like you did a press conference last week or the 2 days prior, right? In the Sweet 16 when you won. Okay. You've done press conferences throughout the tournament. You've done press conferences throughout the SEC tournament. Okay. Where was all that then? Death threat, talking about death threats and this. I'm human. It hurts. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Where was it then? It's nowhere to be found. But when you lose, like you got to do it. Don't paint yourself as a victim. And that's what many, many, many athletes, especially this generation, will do. They'll change the narrative. They'll flip the script. They'll deviate and say, oh, well, you don't know what it's like. Well, this is life, winning and losing. Okay. So don't come in there and tell us, oh, it's difficult. Well, we know it's difficult. Okay. We can only imagine, but we have an idea of what you go through because we understand how stupid people are on social media with making these death threats. And we understand how people like to be little thumb thugs and, say shit on social media because they don't fear any repercussions. But don't play the victim now that you've lost. Don't play that victim. Don't do that. Okay? Be respectful. Okay? You're all joy and happy and jumping around and getting in people's faces when you win. If you're going to be that way when you win, then you better be that way. Then you better face the music when you lose. Don't blame it on, oh, it's so difficult because they're this, they're that, they're, oh my God, they're like, stop. And there was, and then Joy Taylor goes on her show and she comments and says this.
I'll say this. I really enjoy villains. Mm-hmm. I like villains. Mm-hmm. I like villains more than most. But why is she a villain? Because of what she does on the court?
She said she was.
Who made her the villain?
She said she was the villain. Self-proclaimed.
Who made her the villain? Because someone made her the villain. And it wasn't her. She was being herself and bragging the same way that all athletes brag when they win, when they hit a big shot, when they do this. I've seen it a million times. But we don't talk about them the way that we talk about Angel Reese. So it's very easy to say that we're just going to eliminate the fact that she is a young girl and eliminate the fact that she is a black girl and eliminate the fact that she's an unapologetic black girl. We could take all that out. I love playing the we don't see color game. We don't see gender game. Let's do that. Do we talk about men who brag after winning or hitting a big shot the way that we talk about Angel Reese? I'll clear it up for you. We don't do segments about that because it's very common. We're used to seeing it. It's absorbed differently. Mm-hmm. There's an expectation of how Angel Reese is supposed to act. The reason we know that is because of the reaction that we got from her. And when she did that to Caitlin Clark last year, people didn't like it. Men do that all the time. Joe Burrow, we could pull up so many clips of men doing this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. We ask for a lot of authenticity from players. Mm-hmm. We ask for the real. We ask for emotions. We ask for interviews. We ask for not the cans. Yeah, congrats to Caitlin Clark in Iowa. I'm gonna make my decision next year. Appreciate you all coming out. We just didn't play our best today. You know, we could have been better. We didn't play our best today. We could have on to Cincinnati, right? We don't like that, right? We want the real. We want the interviews. We want the authenticity. We want the emotion. But then when we get that, don't do that. Don't do that. Be the person that we've put you up here to be. Be the person that someone else said you were because you gloated, because you did something that men do all the time. What I'm trying to say is she didn't make herself the villain. She showed up unapologetically herself in the same way that men do all the time.
But that's everybody. That's everybody.
Every Tuesday night in January. No, they don't.
But
They
we don't.
Okay, that video courtesy of Fox Sports. Okay. And this is where I have the issue. Yeah, people don't like it. And people don't talk about men. You know, it's Dame time. All right. They don't talk about that. All right. And I get that whole point. Believe me, I get it. All right. But my thing is this. Do you see Dame? Or do you see Russell Westbrook? Or do you see Kevin? Who else? Or do you see James Harden? Or do you see Joel Embiid? Or do you see the Greek Freak? Or do you see LeBron? Well, sometimes LeBron does, but do you see them crying and playing a victim after a game? That's the issue. That's the issue. To me, the issue is not, her doing this and, getting in faith. That's sports. That's competition. All right. My guy Junior's in the thread. He was one of my offensive linemen. Okay. He's one of the biggest shit talkers there is. I'm just on the down low. I don't start shit talking. I just finish it. Like I don't get in people's faces and someone tackles. They tackle me for a loss, first play of the game. Oh yeah, homie. Yeah, homie. Yeah, dog. We here all day. Okay, cool. We'll see how that energy holds up in the third and fourth quarter. So I don't, trash talk, and I get it. That's cool. When you start though, just know that it's 4 quarters. When I was playing, just 4 quarters. First play of the game don't really mean much until we wear you down, and then I'll start. And if you keep talking all game, I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna start talking. Oh, you didn't say it? Oh, that was a gain of 6, dog. What happened? I don't hear you woofing. I don't hear you barking. That's a gain of 4. That's a first down. 2 carries, first down. I don't hear you talking, dog. Do it again. Oh, I'll do it again. We're gonna have the same conversation. Damn, dude, that was 8. You know what? You better start run blitzing. You better do something because I'm hitting 5, 6, 7 a pop. Man, you know what? You might start blitz. They need to blitz you. They might, tell coach to start blitzing you because you sitting back there ain't gonna stop this train. And I'd go at it, and every time. Or if you get the best one was they got blocked, and I had like a 5 or 6 yard gain, and I kind of walked back to the huddle, and I never. Junior can attest to this. I would never, ever, 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 ever let anyone help me up. Ever. I would never let, not even my own teammates. Because that was my rest time. That was my rest time. That was me catching my breath time. Okay? I'd get up, we'd be in a pile, and you tackle, because remember, football is 4 seconds of explosion and rest for 30 seconds. 4 seconds of explosion, rest for 30 seconds. And so I'm catching my breath. So I get on the ground, and people help me up. I'm back up on my feet, and I'm, I took my time. There goes the warden. So, no, I get it. No, I get it. She's a woman. They emulate the men in sports, but she's not a man. No, I get it. I understand. But that doesn't mean that you still can't be graceful in a loss. That still doesn't mean you can't. Hey, they beat you. Period. End of story. They beat you. You got them last year. They got you this year. That's sports. That's life. It happens. It's cool. I get it. Shit, I lost games. I've lost championship games. Not many, but I've lost championship games. Not very many at all, but. And I did this, and I was adamant about this when I was coaching. You win with class, you lose with class. And yeah, it sucked. And yeah, after talking all that shit between you and your opponent, you got to go and shake their hand. Knowing they're going to get the last laugh. And I hate losing. I hate losing more than I love winning. But I'd be one of the first ones, especially if I'm on offense. I'm sorry, I know I'm offense. Especially if I'm on the sideline when the game's over. All right. I'd be pissed for a second because at that point it's the finality of it. We lost. But then I get my asses, pretty close to the front of the line. And get out there and you know what? You got us. You got us. And I made a point because you win with class, you lose with class. And I never painted myself the victim. They didn't call the face mask. They didn't call when the guy spit in my face. They didn't call the holding. They didn't call the this. They didn't call the that. No. She's got to learn not to play the victim. Don't do that to yourself. Don't be that type of person. And again, she's 20, 21 years old, millionaire, all right? $1 million in NIL money. So it's going to be a little difficult. Because I was a son of a gun at 20. I get it. Man, I was running an 11-0 team, finished up number 3 in the country. You know what I mean? Scoring touchdowns. I had like 7 or 8 touchdowns that year, and I was a backup. So yeah, you couldn't tell me nothing, man. Imagine if I had NIL money. But that's what we have to go by. We all know that women do not play by the same rules as men. No, I agree. But you fight to be equal. All right, you fight to be equal. You want equality? All right, you bitch and moan about equality, and this is equality. Then don't do that. Don't play the victim. That is my only issue with her. She's a phenomenal player, super player. I hope she comes back to LSU. They just got this new, and they got this new incoming freshman who's a stud out of New Mexico. Man, she'll come back. She'll make more. She'll still have deals. But, man, she'll have more deals next year at LSU. More NIL money. She might be the highest paid female college basketball player next year. She might. With a chance to go back and win another national championship. So I hope she comes back. It's not like the NBA, like, no, you can't pass the millions. Like, you're making more now in college. I just need her to grow up. That's all. I just need her to grow up. And women usually mature faster than men. If we ever mature at all. Just keeping it real. If we ever mature at all. But, and then Joy taking her side, like, no one, we don't want to hear all that now. We don't want to hear that when you lose. We don't want to hear, oh, well, I was sexualized, I was harassed, I did this and that. No. Don't try and play the pity card now. You lost. Period. End of story. Man up. Oh, you know what? Woman up. Woman up. Say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm pissed. They got us. They beat us. I'm not happy about it. It sucks. But I got to get over it. Congrats to Caitlin Clark. We couldn't guard her. She was hitting threes from the logo. Hey, it was their night tonight. They got us. Hats off to them. We got them last year in the championship game. They got us this year. All right, woman up. Woman up. Don't go into, oh, it's been so hard for me. It's been so, yeah, signing all those NIL deals is tough, right? It's been hard for me since I won a national championship game. Well, guess what? You got a lot of those NIL deals because of the national championship that you won. So this is the price of stardom. This is the price of fame. You're going to have to deal with it. You can't go crying all the time. Hint, hint. Can't go crying to mommy. Hint, hint. When things don't go your way. This is life. I need you to mature. And put yourself on front street. They did this to me in the offseason. It was so hard. Come on now. Come on now. Again, it wasn't hard when you're signing those NIL deals. It wasn't hard when you're having an autograph session. It wasn't hard when you were the talk of the town and the queen. Hell, Black Barbie is what they called you. Black Barbie, you beautiful young lady. Don't play the victim. Don't be the type of person that when you lose, you take the focus off of losing and say, "Well, it was so different," and you change it to something else. It's not. That's not it. You're there to talk basketball. How did you feel about this? Not about your NIL deals. Not about what that people mistreated you or called you names on the internet. Oh, unbelievable! Someone called you a name on the internet. Oh my God! It's not right. It's not fair. Welcome to life. Welcome to life. You got $1.2, $1.5 million in NIL deal for playing a game. It's not fair either. Other kids who had better grades than you, get into better schools than you, they still don't have any money yet. But because you play a game, you get that. So it's not fair. Stop playing the victim. Deal with it. Roll with the punches. And keep it moving. Keep it moving because you're going to be known as a crybaby. When things don't go your way and you play the victim, people hate people who play the victim. We all have our problems. You think anyone's going to give a shit about the fact that, they sexualized me? Okay, well, maybe if you didn't wear eyeliner, didn't wear mascara and have your nails done and you've already had photo shoots with different companies. You're talking they sexualize me. You allow them to, or you sexualize yourself by doing all these things. But then it was hard. Come on. I bet the check they cut to you helped you deal with the fact that they sexualized you. Did you allow them to sexualize you? That helped. So just stop. Just woman up. They beat us, period. And nothing more, nothing less. That's competition. That's life. You win and you lose. That's it. That's what I was annoyed about. And Joy Taylor taking her side. Yeah, I'm telling you, not a lot of people. And some people, and the small people, like, yeah, she shouldn't do this. No, listen. This is sports. Okay, you talk trash. It happens. But after the game, you man up, you woman up, and you go and congratulate the winner if you lose. Period. End of story. It doesn't matter if you're a woman. It doesn't matter if you're a man. You talk trash, okay? It's part of the mind game. It's part of getting in their head. If you can get them off their game, it gives you an advantage. If you have the advantage, you have a better chance to win. And it's all in sport. Hell, last year, Caitlin Clark had no problem. She goes, no, I don't take it personal. No offense. I'm not offended. If you played sports, if you allow your kid to play sports, if you played sports growing up, you understand there's trash talk. You understand this. But when you don't play sports, you don't want your kid to play football, you don't want your daughter to play basketball, you don't want your son to play soccer, you don't want to play this because of whatever reasons you have, then you don't understand this because this is the real world. People talk shit in real life. Oh, believe it or not, I didn't know that. So just grow up. I want her to grow up. I want her to be more mature. And I'd love for her to go back to LSU, go back for her senior year. Because if she has another season like she did this year, the last two, man, she's going to be the number one pick coming out. Number one pick coming out. And truth be told, she's only got to do it for one semester. All right? Don't even go to class. You don't got to worry about going to class the second semester. Just saying. I'm just saying. But you should probably when pass your classes. Leo, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You can't do that in your face and then, we lost it. My mom was mean to me growing up and I didn't have any friends. No one gives a damn. Stop. They sexualized me and it really hurt when I signed the NIL check when I was in the bikini and come on, man, really? She just gotta grow up. That's all. All right. We were all 20, 21. We all did dumb stuff back then. We just weren't 1.2, 1.5 millionaires. We didn't have 1.5 in our bank account. Okay. Back then. So I hear you, Mom. I get it. Just don't play the victim. Woman up. All right. You're a strong, young, unapologetic black woman. And I appreciate that. All right. But don't set that tone. She said, all the little girls who look up to me, if you do this, and this is the example you're setting. This is you know that there's young girls, young little black girls, young little Hispanic girls looking up to you, and you're going to give them this as an example. You're going to give them this shit. If it goes wrong, then I get to blame about, well, my parents I grew up in a household of divorce. I grew up in a gang-infested neighborhood. The refs didn't like me, and they didn't like me. No, stop. That's a shitty example to set for young women. Sit up, you woman up, say, hey, they got us. It sucks. I'm pissed, but they got us. That's real. When Joey's talking about we want the real, that's what we want. That's the real person we want, because that's the passion. Because you know what that says to young girls? That says, you know what? I go and I say, hey, listen, I'm there when we win. I'm available to the media, and but I'm also there when we lose. It's called accountability. So you're setting a horrible example for young girls, playing the victim role when you lose. That's the thing that I have an issue with. We got to take a quick break. See, you got me fired up. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my man, Brandon Trax Hyatt. On the other side, we're going to talk a little Bears football. I was with him yesterday on the SuperBack and the Nomad Bailey Bears Daily Talk Show. And he's with me today again, 2 times in one day. What did I do to this? See what happens when you go to Mass on Easter Sunday? I get blessed. Yeah. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. And Cowboys. Still running. Fake one way. Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
As you expect, would be a tough night to hit, as cold as it is. And they chant for Cody.
its way, and Belly answers off the scoreboard. Woo! Cody says, I heard ya. Loud and clear. 12-2.
Home run number 4 for the Cubs tonight.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Marquee Network. That was Cody with the belly bomb. You know I can't stand the Cubs or their fans. But God bless it. I love Cody Bellinger. I do. When he's about to sign there last year, I'm like, damn it. So I love, dude. He was when he came in, I'm like, dude, this dude is awesome. All right, won Rookie of the Year, won MVP a couple seasons later, World Series. This dude is just so chill, unbelievably talented, and just chill. And he was a perfect fit for that team last year. I'm like, wow, his personality with that culture, man, he just chill like, don't worry about it. And he just looks like he's high all the time, just chill, laid back. What's up, Cody? Nah, I'm just right here, man. Nothing, just relaxing. And then he turns around a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, hits the scoreboard. It's the scoreboard. I'm telling you, trust me, I can give it a fair assessment. Despite my bias, I can give a fair assessment of this Cubs team and their players, and this dude is just a stud. He's just a stud, and I'm happy for him. $30 million this year, $30 million next year. He has an out after each of the first 2 years if he wants. And if he doesn't, it's $20 million for the last year, 3 years, $80 million. I ain't mad at you, Papa. Because if you do what you did last year and not miss a month like you did last year, Lord have mercy. This Cubs team is going to be vying for the NL Central crown. But I digress. That's enough good Cubs talk for me for a month. The rest of the month. Oh, man, my next guest is a good friend of the program. Like I said, I was with him yesterday on my show with Nomad, Talking Bears, and we'll be on there today as well at 1 o'clock, Talking Bears. But he's from the Chicago Sports Podcast. Okay. He's known as Tracks. All right. You can find him on Twitter at Shy, C-H-I, Shy Sports Tracks. It's T-R-A-C-K-S, not T-R-A-X, T-R-A-C-K-S. Let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Brandon Tracks Hyatt. Brandon, what's up, Papa? How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I am good. Great workout this morning. I feel good. A lot of sports to talk. I got fired up over the last segment about Angel Reese. Just like I said, she's 20. Imagine you had $1.5 million as a 20-year-old in college. Like, holy jeez.
Yeah.
I'd acted a fool too.
Yep. Breaking records and meeting Shaq and
win a national championship. Yeah,
man.
Kind of nice.
Yeah.
Kind of nice. Which we couldn't do at Holy Cross because they wouldn't. The rules have changed since, but we weren't allowed to go to the 1AA playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Back then. League rules, I thought it was stupid. But our basketball team went to the tournament. Like, what the hell's that all about? But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a lot of dead time right now. Talking Chicago Bears. There was the whole civil war that was going on, and the pro Caleb people, were excited about the fact that they traded Justin Fields, and more. And then here's the thing that bugged me. Okay, when they all came out like, oh my God, Justin Fields was really good, Justin Fields, and they started I can't even think of the word. But now they started blowing smoke. Now they're praising Justin Fields after he's traded. Oh my God, Justin Fields is so exciting. I mean, I love watching it with him because he made it so exciting and this and this and this and this. And all of a sudden, but you were just talking about he's a bum. Talking about all his faults and his shortcomings, making some up, as a matter of fact. That's one thing that really got me. Talk about the civil war that went on with pro Caleb versus pro Justin.
It was crazy, man. I thought that, as far as like injustice goes, and you got somebody that's battling for you, that's out there when you've got absolutely nothing, and now everything's starting to look good and look better. And I get it. I understand the frustration. I was one of the frustrated ones. You were too. And you kind of look at it like, man, it's kind of like an upgrade, in a sense where you're getting a younger version of what you already have. And I guess if you're going to upgrade, then you do so. But I understand the frustration, but at some point, like you said the other day, it's time to move on. I am glad, how they at the end they allowed him the space to find a team that sits best for him, because potentially I had heard that he could have went to the Eagles, but that wouldn't have been as good of a fit for him over there, because they got a $200-something million quarterback, and it's going to be a hard fit for him to start. So this was his quickest, best path to him potentially landing on his feet and starting. So, the end of it all, I think is going to be promising for Justin, and I hope he does well.
So two things. One, I wanted you didn't touch on my point on the divide of the stands and how crazy it got between pro Caleb versus pro Justin, because there's a lot of negative things, a lot of insults hurled, comments, and, oh, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're a clown, you're this. I'm just talk about the divide between Bear fans, between those two factions.
Yeah, I didn't understand it, because at the end of the day, we're all Bears fans. We are fans of the team, but we know you've seen it before. You've been around longer than I have. You've seen some of your favorite players of all times. Mongo. They didn't retain him, Jimmy Mack, they didn't retain him, and at some point these players are going to go play elsewhere. So I didn't understand why there was so much animosity between fans, and why, people were coming hard on each other. Because at the end of the day, we don't make the decision, Shawn. You could say all day long that you want Justin. I could say all day long I want Caleb, but I mean, unless they make that decision, it really doesn't matter what we think. But, we got 31 other teams that are against the Bears. So we should stay united in through all of that. And it really frustrated me how divisive it was in the talks and stuff. You could see it in the chat rooms. People were dropping lows, man. Like, what's your location? Let's square up, Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. So I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. I didn't really understand why it was so, deep on that end. What do you think? Why do you think it was that way?
I think it was this way because, one, it was the number one pick. Two, Caleb was hyped up as the next generational quarterback, which I don't think he is. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's not going to be a great quarterback. It doesn't mean that. And the thing about it is that this generation, if you don't agree with them, all right, they come at you and they hurl insults. So just saying because I don't feel Caleb's the next generational player doesn't mean I'm a clown. Doesn't mean I'm an idiot. Doesn't mean I don't know football.
Yeah.
Okay. Caleb might not be, but he could be a great player. He could be a great quarterback.
Yeah.
You don't have to be generational to be great. You can be great and not generational. And people don't understand that. And people took sides. And I truly feel that they're mad that Justin wasn't winning. But the Bears weren't winning. Well, we had to look at the circumstances. And then like, get rid of him. Justin's this, Justin's that. And then you get people who throw stats out, and that they're stat boys. And I can't stand stat boys because it's not just about stats. And people say, we got to get rid of him. He does this, he does that. But you don't look at the coaching, you don't look at the roster, you don't look at them tearing it down. And a lot of the pro Caleb, and there's idiots on both sides. Don't get me wrong. There's people, jamokes on both sides, pro Caleb and pro Justin. Okay. But I think the pro Caleb people we're really, I think they initiated it big scale, of course, not every single argument. Just saying he's done, he's this, he's that, and other people are like, no, give him a chance to develop him, give him some weapons. Don't have a defense that's playing semi-pro play, you know what I mean, and those type of things. Because most people saw his talent, we saw it, and they were like, no. Well, you don't know this, and I just think it was started by the, a small faction of the pro Caleb people, okay, and then then you had the bad faction of the pro Justin people coming back, clapping back, and it was just crazy. I mean, I had lost a couple of Facebook friends over it. I'm like, because we lost, like, we ain't cool no more because we have different opinions.
You weren't cool to begin with, apparently.
Apparently not. When one of the things that really bugged me is, like, there are a lot of networks and they're like, well, this, Caleb is better in this and this, and look at this, and they it's funny how people are so easily manipulated, especially if you don't know football like I do, and some people who run other networks, and they have an agenda, and it's like like, I remember when they won, they're like, oh well, we won, yeah. I'm like, what did you win? Like, you had no part of the decision. I'm like, so let me ask you this: are you going to jump up and down if you guess next year when Punxsutawney Phil sees his shadow or not? I mean, what are you going to do? Like, I knew it wasn't going to see a shadow. I knew it. Like, that's literally all the control you had.
Bro, don't bring up Phil right now. I want to choke the crap out of Phil right now, because look outside. That is not 2 weeks early spring, man. That dude's full of it, man. That dude's full of it. There was a guy on my pod the other day, Shawn, and he was talking about Justin was in the trap house, and I don't know if you heard this analogy before, but he's like, when everything got started, they were fleecing the team, getting rid of them, doing the purge, and Justin, this whole time, he's in the damn trap house, and now you make the place all nice, you renovate it, it's a beautiful palace, and it looks all pretty, and now you freaking you get yourself a new girlfriend, it's just like, I get it, like, but I just wish, I honestly feel like it was all about timing, because if you take this draft and you move it 1 year ahead, okay, not 24 but 25, and this year's draft was last year's draft, Justin stays our quarterback. We have we have Keenan Allen, we have all these pieces, and the team gets better and all this and that. If that happens, there's no way in hell we're looking at another quarterback, because Justin's going to Justin, and we would have already had a guy in the building, that could do all that. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it has to be timing. There's no other explanation for it, Shawn. It doesn't make any sense,
Yeah, it doesn't, and it's frustrating. But I mean, that's life, Yeah. I mean, and I use the analogy with Jake Arrieta.
Yeah,
you're a Cub fan, aren't you?
Yeah,
Sox fan. Okay.
Yeah.
So end of 15. All right, beginning of 16, like, you couldn't touch that dude. Like, if you got a foul ball, you're like, you get out and clap and pat yourself on the back, because he was literally untouchable. But he didn't come out of contract until after 2017. So had he come out of contract after 2016, you win the World Series, you win the Cy Young, man. Now you're looking at $200 million like you wanted. It'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But his contract didn't end until 2017.
Good point.
And then he regressed a little bit, because I mean, how can you? I mean, unless you're Maddox or someone like that, you can't. It's difficult to maintain that type of thing. Yeah, he's a ball buster, and so he came out a year later, and he only and I feel bad for him, because he only got $75 million. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's in the WIC line and in the food stamps line now, with only $75 million. Like, I don't know how he did it, but But I was gonna bring that in a second. Yeah, Stephon Diggs has been traded to the Texans. So now you got CJ Stroud, another weapon.
Bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane.
What's crazy, Shawn, is we already made that move before they made the move, right? So, like, you look at Ryan, dude, and he's like ahead of his time, bro. He's ridiculous. I'm so excited about this guy, like, because, like, if you wouldn't have saw this, right, if we weren't so close to Chicago, if we didn't follow Chicago, and this news came out today, we'd be like, whoa, But we already got that, and that's what's so refreshing about what we're building, man. I'm excited. So, like they say, in polls we trust, man.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
See, for me, it was never about Caleb's talent. All right, it was never about Caleb's talent.
Yeah,
regardless of the lipstick or the lip gloss and the pink nails and the pink foot, I don't give a rat's ass about that.
Yeah.
Kid's good. All right, not exactly the way I want my quarterback to look, but nonetheless, the kid's good.
Yeah.
All right, it's never ever been about the talent. For me, it was the fit.
Yeah.
All right, and I use the analogy. I'm like, back in '85. All right, I said, and I have this thing, and I'm sure you'll answer this same question, same way every single other person answered. Was our quarterback, Jim McMahon, was he the best quarterback in the NFL?
I mean, no.
You can't even be like, yeah, no. Dan Marino kind of had that title.
Yeah.
But what was McMahon? McMahon was a leader of men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the issue that I had. So now Caleb has got to come in. So again, it wasn't the issue of the talent. Caleb is great. I don't think he's better than Justin.
No.
But I think they're just here. They're both up here. They're both elite quarterbacks. One has a good coach. One hasn't had a good coach. One hasn't had a good coach since he's been in the NFL. It's changed schemes and changed footwork and changed a whole bunch of other stuff. But I digress. That's what it was about. But moving forward, this whole thing, this is one of the best situations. I'm looking. You talked about excited. Hell yeah, I'm excited. You got 2,000-yard receivers. You upgraded the running back room. You added an extra tight end.
Yeah.
You've got depth you got a starting center. You added depth on the offensive line. And you're still probably going to get another wide receiver in this draft. I'm excited because this is the best situation, in my opinion, that any number one overall pick who happened to be a quarterback is stepping into in the history of the NFL.
Facts.
That's why I'm excited.
Yeah, because he's stepping into it. Now look at 1 year forward what Houston, okay, you showed me you can do something. Let's add to our investment. Let's go get Stephon for you. Guess what? Our investment's already built in before he even reaches the building. Like you just said, he's not even here yet. And Ryan is building it up even more. So you know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. And like you said, you got that running back that can catch, right? I think he had 39. What did you say? 39 catches? You said that yesterday. I think that was you.
No, it wasn't me, but yeah, he
39 targets.
Especially except the fact that, I was happy when he dropped the one in the end zone when he was playing the Bears, but
Hopefully we can clean that up. Hopefully we can clean that up, and it's during practice and it makes the defense feel better or something. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I do kind of think that after the draft is over, that they still look at that running back position and get an undrafted running back, because why are they so into these running backs right now? You're not going to take 3 of your picks left over from the quarterback that you draft. You got 3 picks after that and spend it on a running back. It's got to be an undrafted running back. I don't think they're done building that up yet, Shawn. So a guy I was talking to the other day, he was trying to explain to me why he thought that the running back that we signed in Swift was a bad idea, because we already had that in Herbert, and he was doing the math, and he goes, the math ain't mathing. And I says, that's because liars figure and figures lie. I says, numbers aren't always exactly what they are in football. And that's why sometimes when I talk to you, you make me very, sick to my stomach, because, you have to look at it there's an eye test there. And there's some things that he does that we potentially will be able to do better. And also to your point earlier, talking about, making the rookie feel more confident. If you look at Caleb's running back that he had in USC, he only had probably like 10, 12 targets or something like that for the year. So he didn't throw to him that much. Either A, he didn't have good hands, or B, it wasn't just part of the scheme or the system. But to the point of now you have one more guy that is, and maybe this fits in with Waldron's scheme and stuff. It's all encompasses that and what they're trying to do and take pressure off of the quarterback, So I'm excited about it. I think it was a good fit because if you don't pick him up, then you go get yourself a running back, if that makes any sense, in a guy like, what you call it, that just went to the Eagles from Saquon, one of those running backs. Yeah. Or Derrick Henry, somebody like that runs and you're not really worried about him catching a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my take on the whole running back thing,
Guys, we're joined by Brandon Hyatt Tracks, as his good friends call him. He's from the Chicago Sports Podcast, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. There's a question up here. It said, do you think the Bears as an organization thought Caleb and Justin were even in terms of talent, or the rest of the league for that matter? I think they like Justin, and if you listen to Ryan Poles talked about, and he talked to what were we just saying? Timing, right?
Timing.
What were we just saying? Timing.
Yeah.
Right? Everything's about timing. And Ryan Poles, I thought I saved it and I didn't. Son of a biscuit. All right. But he said, he goes, look at the timeline for Justin. He goes, go back to his first year. All right. He's running for his freaking life. All right. Look at the second year. Running for his freaking life. He goes, and then he goes, I had to get rid of the I had to get rid of all those people. I had to gut the defense. He goes, and then that's 2 years of development that he doesn't have. He goes, and then next year we get him something. He's starting to play good. He mentioned that. He goes, we obviously got him DJ Moore. DJ Moore has, his career season. He goes, but then at that point, he goes, then you got to realize, he goes, but at that point, now I got to pay the guy. Yeah. He goes, I think it was just time. And I think they're on even terms, but again, Dustin, it's not, you got to remember, and this is what casual fans, I don't know your football experience, Dustin, so I'm not calling you specifically a casual fan. Okay. But casual fans don't understand, like it's about fit as well. Like I asked B, I'm like, hey, was Jim McMahon the best quarterback? No, but he was a leader. And that's the thing. This game needs a leader. And this is an alpha sport of alpha sports. Okay. And you got to have a dude who can lead alpha males. Justin was that dude. And I don't know how, and I'm not saying Caleb can't. We just don't know. And I'm not saying, and that's the thing, is that we never got a chance to see. So my question to you then is, talk to me about Shane Waldron and how that's going to help buffer or help shorten the learning curve for the next quarterback who comes in here, because Justin didn't have a Shane Waldron. I'll tell you what, Matt Nagy was not a bad developer of quarterbacks. Justin couldn't develop because he was running for his God-blessed life. That was, you kind of need an offensive line. But
sorry.
But, then he gets, a guy who's never called plays before. I mean, Nagy was one too, but then you get Getsy, who doesn't make adjustments. So your thoughts on Shane Waldron and how he's going to help shorten the learning curve for the new quarterback?
So I think a lot of it in terms of, as a CEO like you're a CEO. You do a lot of things back there. A lot of people don't see what you're doing, and it would kind of be cool if the place was all tidied up. I'm not saying it's not, but to have kind of like a camera on the camera so people could actually see you orchestrate everything that you're doing right now. You're looking at the chat, you're deep diving information, you're doing all, setting yourself up for the next. There's a lot of different things that you're taking care of. I don't think Nagy was able to do that because of the offensive coordinator that was in place. I also don't think, and I think that's why he's a better fit right now in Kansas City, because he can focus on one thing. Also, it also helps that he has the best quarterback in the planet over there. But you go and now you're looking at, the offensive coordinator that we had last year on the cheap, where he was learning on the job, right? Because there wasn't a whole lot of people that probably wanted the position in Chicago, the whole cleanup, they were probably like, This is not really a job that I would consider security, and I'm going to tell the wife and the kids, hey, we're moving to Chicago for half a year, and then I'm probably going to get canned. So, you know what I mean? But now you get a guy in under Waldron who's already has those repetitions leading to retention. He's already proven that, you know, he got Geno out of a pinch and a couple other quarterbacks, whatever, and he's got all that. So now what does that do? That builds confidence within our head coach. The head coach is able to be the CEO. He's able to do all of the things well that he's supposed to focus on. He doesn't have to focus on the defensive coordinator side right now with Williams. He doesn't have to focus on the offensive coordinator side because he's got Waldron. So I think the deeper we go into the season, the more relaxed everyone will be, and they'll be able to focus on their positions. And I think that's really important. Another thing that they talked about when they were doing and looking, Poles said that he wanted guys in the building that were able to adjust on the fly and always be able to adapt and overcome. And that's something that I appreciate as a military veteran, is when you can adapt and overcome without even breaking a sweat and your pulse doesn't even rise, that makes you a better person. And I really think this is what's going to happen here with all these guys in here instead of like on the job training, Shawn. It's just like, it's not a good fit, you know, especially when you've got a rookie quarterback, or we had a rookie quarterback in Fields. Now, fast forward, we got another rookie quarterback in Caleb. And the whole team is what, on average, like I think you said, or somebody said yesterday, the Packers were the youngest. We've got to be the second youngest or something with an average age of 26 or whatever it is. So we've got a lot of young guys on our team, bro. And it doesn't help when you have young first-time offensive coordinators and all that. So I think it's going to be, for me, on paper, it looks a lot better. Don't you agree, Shawn?
I do. I think, and that's why earlier I said, oh my God, this isn't a move you make for a rookie quarterback. And apparently it is.
Okay.
You don't get a guy who develops, you know, veterans. And you know, he coached Russell Wilson. He coached Geno Smith, you know, got him an extension, Geno Smith, and developed him. And I thought that was great. I'm like, okay. And, you know, this is a guy, what you said, is able to adjust on the fly. All right. Adjust on the fly. So we didn't have that because the thing about, if you remember, for the Bears, all right, our first 15, how many times did we go down and score? It looked like we were like a hot knife through butter often on that first 15 scripted. You're like, holy sheesh.
Yeah.
But then defenses make adjustments.
Yeah.
We didn't. And then how many times did you at halftime of a game, like, man, I know they're not going to make any adjustments. If it's a close game or we're up a little bit or we're down a little bit, like, yeah, these second half adjustments, though, are not going to happen. I'm not expecting them because we haven't seen them to this point. And that was the issue, not being able to adjust on the fly. You said you're a military guy. You saw Heartbreak. Did you see Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Yeah. Improvise, overcome, adapt. Like, you have to do that. Football. That's hell. That's the military. And they weren't able to do that, and it just put put him in a bad situation, unfortunately. So, I think it's a great thing.
Can you scroll up really quick to Armando's point? I like what he said about Covert, Jimbo, and Jim McMahon. Yeah. So I had an interview with Jimmy Mack, and it's exactly what you said. Is like he would get these calls from the Ditka, and he would totally just blow him out of the water. He's like, kind of like my wife when I get into the kitchen, like, get out of here, and then she goes and does her thing, and I'm gonna tell you what, the finished product is amazing, as you could tell,
you don't look like you missed a meal. You don't look like you've missed a meal at all.
No, especially on Tortas Day, bro. So check this out. He said, like, he would just bump everything Ditka said, and they would charge down the field, and Eddie Payton calls in while we're doing the podcast, and it's crazy. You talked to him yesterday, like, you don't know which way he's going. He asked Jimmy, he said, hey, my brother wanted to know why you took off running when Walter scored. And he said, hey, he started running and it looked like he was doing good. So I thought it was a good idea. So he took off running with him, and they both went down on the in the end zone. But to the point, getting back to where Jimmy Mack, and this is where I wish it's kind of hard unless you're in that position. But with Fields, I wish he would have done that at least once, if not a couple times, and just told the offensive coordinator, you know what, bump that. I'm running my own thing, and not just with his legs, because that is one thing that you can do. You can do off scripted, take the ball, tuck it, run, and you feel confident in that because that's obviously not scripted, type thing. But if he could have just said, I don't like this play, I'm going to go ahead and do my own thing with my receivers. That's the other thing too, is who the hell are you going to trust as a receiver out there, bro? Guys were dropping balls left and right. You had tight end.
His first couple years, his receiving core, he had Allen Robinson his first year. But then we're looking at Dante Pettis. You're looking at N'Keal Harry. You're looking at oh goodness gracious, Dante Pettis, N'Keal Harry.
Did you feel that
Equanimous St. Brown? You have these guys who no one knows their names except for A-Rob, and you expect him, especially that second year when he was when they gutted the defense, dude. You expect him to win a shootout because the defense was giving up 33 points a game in that 14-game losing streak. You expect him to keep up with defenses, with offenses when you're throwing to a Dante Pettis, a EQ St. Brown, a N'Keal Harry, Darnell Mooney. You expect him to keep up with defenses and score point for point. It's not happening. So
and that tight end from the Packers that we picked up that he was dropping. I never saw that. I didn't watch a lot of Packers, right? But when I did see, he looked pretty good over there. So I was kind of happy that we were getting him in tow, and then he's dropping wide open passes. And who is that? Leandis. I don't know that. I do not know for a fact because I wasn't in any huddles. I wasn't a part of any of that. Okay. I'm just a regular stooge on here talking about, sports stuff, Bears stuff. But what I will tell you is this, just by looking at body language and stuff, I just assumed that there was no off schedule throws where he said, bump this, when Jimmy Mack did it, it was obvious. Like he was very dramatic about it. And Ditka was just as dramatic as well. Yeah. So you can see that, but Fields is more like a silent assassin. To your point, Leandis, I don't know that he didn't say bump this. I'm doing my own thing. He might have. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he did. And because he, the one thing, and I agree with you. I've said it on plenty of shows. I was like, look, I said there needs to be a little more asshole than Justin. Justin's a good soldier. Yeah. Right? Because if you notice all the great quarterbacks, they have that in them, from Cutler to Rodgers to Favre to Brady. Like they'll change stuff. Like no, that's not going to work. Justin ran what was called, okay? Because there's something like how do you know? Because what quarterback's going to run a screenplay 3 plays in a row? No one's going to run a screen. No quarterback in his right mind is going to throw a screenplay, a lateral 3 plays in a row. Nobody, no quarterback. Like no, okay, that's how we know. And you ask who the Green Bay Packers wide receivers are: Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Jaden Hill. All right. Christian Watson was one of the top receivers coming out of North Dakota State. All right. Yeah. This shows, and Leonidas is a troll too, just so you know. He trolls all of us. He'll be on me and Nomads later. But this shows me that you don't know football. You don't watch football. All right. Because if you remember, Christian Watson was one of the highest rated running wide receivers coming out that year. All right, from North Dakota State. And then Romeo Doubs was from Texas A&M. That dude was a stud.
Dude, Dobbs outplayed Watson because Dobbs or Watson was injured a few times.
Yes, he was.
Fantasy, and then Dobbs was the other guy, and he was killing me, man. And I tell you, like later on in the draft, these two guys shined, man. It's amazing.
Well, they're good receivers.
Dude.
They're good receivers, bro. And you finally got, you got Jordan Love who finally came into his own. I mean, he sat for 3 years, and they finally kind of got on the same page. Yeah. Oh, Pepe Silva. Thank you. Emir Smith-Marset was another one of the wide receivers. The Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
He used to play for the Vikings, and he should have got out of bounds, but he tried to get more, and they stripped him. Yeah, thank you, Pepe. Gracias. That was one of the names. Like, but it's not a bunch of nobodies. But I digress. that what they've done this year is really. And here's the thing that's gonna annoy me, So when if they do draft Caleb, and I hope he does do well because I want the Bears to do well. But when he does do well, they're gonna say, "Oh, we'll see the talent. Justin would never have done this." It's like, no, Justin never had this. He never had this. You put and look what happens when Justin had talent. Look what happened when Justin had talent at Ohio State. What did he do? He took him to the national championship game. If it wasn't for a hip pointer or, a bruised hip, things could have turned out different. So, what my thing is this, all right? This is a great situation for the new quarterback, and there's not a lot of room for they're making it almost impossible to fail, which is great. So my question to you then, B, what do you expect from the Bears this year? So let's just say they take Caleb Williams like everyone's assuming they will. They get Caleb Williams number 1 overall pick. What do you think the Bears give me the record and how far they go into playoffs if you think they make the playoffs?
Well, earlier I said that I'm not really like fond of the numbers, right? But I do kind of look at, and I think you do too, everybody does, as a benchmark just to get your head wrapped around a number, and without getting the breakdown, because I don't have the schedule in front of me, right? When you look at it, that would be fun to do, by the way, if you want to do that sometime, but without the draft being done, but or after. But you look at Vegas says 8.5. So I mean, honestly, if you look at 8.5 as opposed to what we had last year, I think that's pretty cool. Now, I like the half because it could sway under or it could sway over. So you're obviously not going to win half a game unless you tie. And I don't know if that even counts as a half or what the hell that is. But I could see 8 to 9 wins. And when you listen and you get a good idea of a lot of people around that I talk to, on the show or other shows, they say kind of around that 8 to 9 wins, which to me, bro, that is pretty amazing, because when you put it in terms of what LeBron did with his first year coming out from the McDonald's tourney and all that really cool stuff, and he where he was supposed to be at in Cleveland, he had 33 wins. So if you convert those games, 82 wins, over to a 17-week schedule where we're actually playing 17 weeks with one as a bye, that is actually above and beyond what we would be doing if in terms of that. And as you could see, the line of progression for LeBron was pretty damn good. So if we could get around 8 to 9 wins, I'd be pretty happy with that. But I'm not really without going too off in a different direction from what you're asking of me, I'm not really interested in that as much as I am progression. If I can see that our quarterback has progressed, and what I mean is by the leader that you were asking about earlier, that you would like to see somebody say, bump that. I'm the field general. This is how it's going to roll. I'm going to be a little bit of a, because Ed, you said and I do too, I want my quarterback to have a little bit of swag, a little bit of attitude, a little bit of grit. If he could prove that he could be that guy and gain the respect, that's another thing too. Remember, JJ says you got to earn the respect of the locker room. So it's not just about wins. That does help. That does get the win, the respect of the locker room as wins, but you also have to make sure all these men are in tow with you and you've got a really good vibe and we're all friendly and cool teammates and stuff. It's a big ask. So if you could get all that and the 8 wins, I mean, we're asking for a lot, Shawn, but that's what I would like. I would like about 8 to 9 wins, the whole team to be underneath them, to be the field general, and to say you're our leader on the field, and I'd like a verbal leader. Like, I believe there's a quiet strength like Tony Dungy possessed, like Lovie Smith possessed, but I think right now, and I believe that's what Justin was. I think right now we need a verbal, in-your-face, physical leader right now for Chicago, just because of the state that we're in right now. We kind of need one of those guys, and hopefully he could be that as well, Shawn.
For me, it's got to be 10 wins. We were trending that way last year. All right, it's got to be 10 wins. All right, you don't step into a situation like this that's the best ever.
Wait,
right?
you said we were trending to 10 wins. Is that because there was a couple wins you saw we could have won?
We should have won. All right.
Okay.
I mean, this is the play calling, and people are talking about, Justin's fourth quarter. And again, I've never absolved Justin. I've never given Justin a pass on his performance, but I also never given a pass on the poor play calling. All right. So remember, it was 4th and 1, and I don't remember if it was the Cleveland Browns. It was 4th and 1, and you had Justin it was a naked, all right, quarterback boot naked, all right, and Darnell Mooney doesn't block the defensive end, and defensive end trips him up. He falls short, but Bears turn over on downs. They go down. The other team goes down, kicks a field goal or something, and scores to win the game. Well, one, that's on Darnell Mooney, but two, why do you have 160-pound, 170-pound dude trying to event? All right, when you need 1 yard, like that's just poor. That's poor coaching. You make sure if he was in a slot, then guess what? Then you put a tight end in the slot. You put a tight end in the slot. Make sure, because he's got more mass. Make sure he gets a good chip on that defensive end, because if it happens, Justin scoots to the first down. We run out the clock. Game over. All right, and let's not forget, as bad as they were, defense gave up those points, not the offense.
Right.
So I think we should have had 10 wins. All right, I'll even go 9. 9. All right, well, it was the Browns game, Junior said. All right, I think it was 9. All right, I'll give us 9 games. And then you're taking this out. I'll take that leader out to put another guy in. Well, he better come up with more wins, because why are we going to go back to 7 wins or 6 wins or 5 wins? Because the defense, you added another, probably a better free safety.
It's your price.
Right? You added a better free safety, another All-Pro. So that's second. The third level's fine. The defense is going to be great, and this is why I say 10 wins. The defense was the best defense in the NFL the last 6 weeks.
Facts.
Okay, those are legitimate facts, 100%. Not, I think they were, not my opinion. They was the best statistically for all you stat boys out there. They're the best defense in the NFL past the last 6 weeks. So that's not going to change. Okay, and actually, it's only supposed to get better with Javon Dexter making improvements. Zach Pickens making improvements. Andrew Billings. All right, now with Coach Washington as the new defensive line coach, / DC. This guy had has a reputation for bringing the best out of D linemen. So that defense should be better. And we talked about the offense. We upgraded the offense, the skill position, every level. Running back, wide receiver, and tight ends. We've upgraded. And the offensive line. So there's no reason that we should go back to even 7 wins or stay safe. We have no reason whatsoever. It's got to be more. It's got to be close to 10.
Shawn, I got a question for you. You're talking about defense right now. There's a guy that's been on my radar. I don't know. You guys have been talking about mock drafts and stuff like that, so maybe you have an answer for me, because I haven't got an answer yet. Byron Murphy II. Do you know where he's supposed to fall? He's from Texas. He's a 3-technique guy.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about him. I know a little bit, but Devondre Sweat was the guy who got a lot of the pub and getting a lot of, because of his size and his athleticism at that particular size. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I'm happy with what we got. But I think Poles, I'm surprised that a lot of people talk about Poles like he hasn't drafted well. I'm like, really? I'm like, in the first 3 rounds, except for Velus Jones, and that could change this year if Shane Waldron knows how to use Velus Jones and uses him, and he becomes a productive member of this team. Man, we're talking the first 3 rounds are all hits. Some were, single, double, triple. But man, this first 3 rounds are hits. And which is, again, I don't understand why they didn't go get that haul and get more first and second round picks, because those are in your wheelhouse. You're doing right. Talk to me about this wide receiver. Or no, let's do this. Let's go to the draft. All right. Well, we assume they do something with the first pick. They'll draft Caleb. All right. They'll trade back. They get Jaden Daniels. Whatever. They're going to get a quarterback with their first pick. What do you do at 9?
Well, I just found some recent information out when I was heading back from the gym. Obviously, not nearly as early as you were getting it, but oh my god, you get up early, bro.
4
You wake
o'clock
up
every day.
You wake up the roosters and say,
I
"Hey, it's
do.
time to fuck." Hey, bro, but seriously, no, I was listening to this whole buzz about JJ, and they feel like the narrative has been pushed off because the head coach of the Chargers would like to see JJ get picked up at number 4, so that way Marvin Harrison could slip to number 5. Which, if all that takes place, that actually ends up in our favor as to who we are going to pick up at the 9th pick, which obviously more might really make it very interesting because we've got, like I said yesterday, and I wasn't trying to get dirty with it. Okay. When I said 2 holes in one swing, I really meant that. I got that from Bill Zimmerman from Windy City Gridiron, and I don't think his mind thinks like ours.
No, it's just our minds think that way. That's all.
So, anyways, getting back to that, I really think if that type of scenario takes place, bro, I really think it could get interesting because then maybe that's the whole reason why if I don't know if you've talked about this already on your show this morning or whatever, but supposedly Poles wants like different categories, people to be split up and talk about kind of like a round table where, like, say you
said
want
the draft. He can break them up into teams and like tell me why I should take a quarterback. Tell me why I should take a 3 tech. Tell me why I should take a left tackle. So they're in little clusters. And I mean, I did it when I was teaching. You get kids in clusters, and they all fight for their, in this case, their specific positions. Why they need this person, this person, this person. And I think that's great. Poles is doing a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, right? He's doing a lot of cool stuff, and it's cool that he was with the Chiefs for so long, and he was under 3 different general managers. So he's got 3 different styles.
Yeah.
Added to his own style with his own flavor, his own twist on it. And I think that's great when you're in a situation like that and you can pick the minds of 3 different people doing the same job over the course of your lifetime. You say, you know what? He did this well. I'm going to incorporate that. He did this well. I'm going to incorporate that. This guy did that well. I'm going to incorporate that. He did this I don't really like. I'm not going to do that and do it. It's literally a buffet of all the good things that the general managers before him that he was under
I like that
he can choose from. And I think that's awesome. And I think I trust Poles. I don't like his decision about Justin Fields, but it doesn't mean I don't trust him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I don't trust him. There's no reason right now for me not to trust him. I mean, he's going to make mistakes. He's made mistakes already, but he's not afraid to go swing again.
Let me ask you this. How was your vibe? I can't remember. How was your vibe when he traded off Raquan? Was it as intense as it was with Justin, or?
No.
Because I had a bad vibe, bro. I'm not going to lie. I was really disappointed, and I felt like we were headed in the wrong direction because I really like Raquan, man. He was a beast, He's like what a Chicago Bear is, especially at linebacker, man.
There's a lot of there's a situation. First of all, Roquan did, and I think this is what Poles was annoyed about. He came out and it was he said he wanted to be traded. And Ryan Poles had I believe Ryan Poles had every intention of signing him, of getting a deal done. And then he said, I want to be traded. Remember, it was family day at Soldier Field. They were in the middle of camp.
Damn. Yeah.
And then Ryan Poles he threw an impromptu presser. He wasn't supposed to speak. He was like, man, he goes, I thought things were going good, and he has to be traded. And he was just like, dude, don't take it to the media. Like, we're working our stuff here. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need for them to go there. And then there's some also. I'll tell you some stuff off the air, bro. Do you remember Ryan when he missed a game his freshman year, his rookie year, his no-show. All right, he had a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know if Ryan Poles wanted to deal with that. Personally, I don't know if he did. And he's like, you know what? Fine, bump it. And then you're gonna, kind of embarrass me when things are going good, and all of a sudden now you come out and ask for a trade. Okay, Okay, and fine. And he got a second round pick for it. So, I wasn't too mad. Like, again, just like I was talking about Angel Reese, grow up, be more professional. All right. If you have a problem with it, say, hey, listen, here, go talk to him. Don't put it in the media. All right. I'm glad you got your money. I'm glad you're there. Cool. Well, guess what? You still haven't won a Super Bowl yet either. Still haven't won a Super Bowl, Roquan. So you're probably going to get your money here. You're probably going to get your money here. But everyone's like, oh, great. He's going to go. Okay, great. Well, either way, 100 million here, 100 million there. I mean, who's closer to winning a Super Bowl? You could say Baltimore as of today, yes. But have they won one yet? Nope. So, yeah, I was okay with it, and especially after the two linebackers they got, I was more than okay with it. They got two linebackers for the price of one. I think it came out to like 105 million for both linebackers, and Roquan wanted 100. I'm like, man, no way. I'll take that. And BJ Edwards is a monster.
Oh, yeah. I mean, fast forward, I don't think anyone second guesses this move, but the initial, before we knew what was behind door number 2 and door number 3, because door number 1 is Roquan, but I'm like, what the heck? What are we doing? Like, we've got so many holes in this team to address. That's one thing that we got going right. You know what I'm saying, Shawn? Like, this is the one position we've got filled with this guy, and now we're going to get worse at that position. But then we go get 2 and 3, and I'm like, whoa, that's cool. So it ended up being really good. You know what I mean? But at first I was like, whoa. So I'm hoping full circle. I'm hoping this is a similar situation with the Caleb, because that would be really cool if he's door number 2 and door number 3.
Well, I hope so, because I want us to win. I mean, the only thing is I'll be pissed because now I got to hear all these jamokes saying, "See, Caleb's better. I'm like, no, dude, like, you don't understand, and because their pick, the guy who they think, had a better season or was more successful because there's more around him, and that's the thing is like, because I hate being wrong, because I don't think I'm wrong in my decision to keep Justin Fields. I don't. Ryan Poles just chose a different one, and I hope that doesn't come back to bite him in the ass. I really don't. Yep. Because I mean, imagine if you would have got 4 or 5 picks for this number 1 thing, dude. We damn near could have addressed every single position in the next 2 years. The next 2 years. I mean, next year we got a decent draft, but man, we would have got a second round pick back this year. We could have gone, with Marvin Harrison Jr. first, and then maybe a tackle, offensive tackle with a second pick, and then go get your 3 tech. Or go get a wide receiver with your 3rd pick in the 2nd round. You know what I mean? Like, we could have done all that. So, but again, I trust him and trust him until I don't trust him. And, it's funny when I had an argument and someone said, don't stay on a Justin Fields bandwagon. Don't be cheering the Bears. I'm like, first of all, who the fuck are you telling me who the hell I can and can't cheer? That's for starters. Okay. That's for starters. All right. I don't know who you think you are, but you ain't my daddy. Secondly, I'm a Bears fan. I want the Bears to do well.
Yeah.
All right. I just had an opinion that Justin Fields is a better person to run it. Doesn't mean he's the only person who can run this and lead us to a championship. I just think he's the best person. All right. The most efficient person because of what is Justin Fields and the Hall for me. That was the thing for me. I'm like, if Caleb wins, I'll congratulate him. I'll be happy for him. I'll even try and get him on my show because I don't know if you know this, Brandon, but his high school football coach was one of my best friends from college. So
wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So he sent me a picture. So it was funny when Caleb won the Heisman the years. And they showed his high school, and they said where he was from and the name of the high school. I'm like, whoa, hold on, player. That's my buddy's school. And right away I text him. I was like, hey. I was like, I didn't know that you coach Caleb Williams, and he sent me a picture of him and Caleb with holding the Heisman Trophy in his hotel room. I'm like, oh, dude, that's so wild. That's cool. So wild. So, Hey, B, great stuff, buddy. I really appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me for about an hour, man. Good stuff. Do me a favor though, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, basically just on Facebook and YouTube. You can get us on Chicago Sports Podcast. And we're on Twitter as well. And that's basically it. Those are the 2 locations. Mostly you can catch us on. We're trying to get more views on YouTube and all that. But yeah, we're on Mondays. We had a show on Tuesday night. That was like the Betting Bros with Dustin and Brandon, not me, but another Brandon. And then Wednesday we got a show on tonight at 8:30, and then a show on Thursday night at 8:30. And Friday night is basically like baseball eccentric. You know, he talks about the Sox, the Cubs, and then gets into a little bit more about the other Chicago sports in case anything was breaking or whatever. And then if we have like an event, you know, like we just had last Saturday with Will Purdue up at Bridges Scoreboard, then that would be kind of like off script. And that was at like 3:00 where they did autograph signing and whatnot. So next month, right after the draft, we're going to have an exclusive up at Hallis. It's either going to be in a war room or actually in the office of Kevin Warren right after the draft. So we're really excited about that. And I hope, hopefully I don't get tased or drug out of there, because my brain's going to probably explode when I walk in there, man. I've never been in any situation like that. I nearly had to get those paddles to revive me and get my daughter to drag me out when I was able, just as a fan, to walk through the Bears locker room on, I think it was at Family. There's like a family fair or something up there and you get to walk through, like they start you walk through the locker room and then you come out to the field. And really quick, I get up in the line. I've got my daughter with me. She's about 5 years old. I just had her take her shirt off, put a shirt over her shirt of a Mike Brown shirt that looks like a jersey, but it's a t-shirt. So now she's wearing this. We go out to the, in the locker room. She does that. Then we go walk out to the field and everybody's lined up doing all these different drills. Well, there's some guys in here. There's some housewives in here or whoever, and they're all lined up to kick field goals. And I was like, all right, I'm going to square up. I'm going to do this thing, Faith. So I told my baby girl, I said, let's do this. So I get up there, bro. It was so embarrassing. This lady right in front of me, she takes her high heel off, squares up, hits it right through the goalpost. I come in, I hit a worm burner. It doesn't even get off the grass.
Oh, no.
Everybody was just like laughing, and they're like, hit the showers, kid. I'm like, oh, I'm out of here.
Like, screw you, buddy. Screw you. You stink.
It was a good time, though, man. I don't know if you've ever been a part of any of that stuff, but it's a lot of fun, man.
That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, Bubba, I got to run.
Right,
again, great stuff, man. I appreciate you coming on. And like I said, hanging with the whole hour for me, just talking back and forth, two guys talking football, man. Thank you so much. And guys, make sure you follow Chicago Sports Podcast, all right, on his YouTube channel, all right, and check out all the content he has over there, all right? Great stuff, Bubba. We'll be in touch soon, all right?
All right, for sure, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, man, 2 hours is coming and gone. Holy cow, that was a great segment with my man B, with Brandon talking Bears football. And the guys in the chat, you know what? This chat, I liked it. You guys are very respectful. We had different views from some people, and I like that. Just be respectful. That's all I ask, man. That's all I ask. You can have your opinion. You can have this, and it could be completely different from mine. I respect it. Just be respectful. And you know what? You guys were very respectful in the chat. That's what I like, man. This is a safe space for us. We should be able to come and talk and disagree and agree to disagree. That's cool. No idiots, clowns, morons, stupid ass, whatever. We don't no name calling necessary, and we didn't do that, man. I'm really, really happy for you guys. I'm really happy that you guys conducted yourself like adults. Crazy, huh? Man, I gotta run, folks. Listen, this is gonna re-air tonight at 6:00. So if you missed it, it'll be on my Facebook page, Sports Zone Chicago. It'll be on a Roku channel. So make sure you check it out tonight at 6 if you missed any part of it. All right. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, from Elliot Baez, our executive producer for Clarence Council III, our social media guy, and my co-host in absentia, Maya Kai. I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a phenomenal day. All right. Make someone smile today. Make someone's day. Make someone happy. All right. Just give them a good smile. Give them a compliment. Do something. Be good, and make sure we love each other. All right. We got to do a lot more of that, especially in our in our Chicago Bears world. All right. Until then, guys, you'll see me later. I'll be on at 1:00 Central, so 2 hours. But until then, I'll be back on Friday with Shawn and Maya in the morning. Your boy, the SuperBack. I am out.